Sometimes, when I make a great effort, I can remember her scent, the sweetness of her breath. Serena. Serena? Why can't I see you more clearly? Why can't I even remember? This was taken on that crisp winter night at our mutual friend's hunting lodge. We came back indoors, laughing, giddy as teenagers. It was truly like an enchanted time, like we were in a magic circle where no sorrow or pain could touch us. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then. My love, we don't have a lot of... The guy who snapped... We don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a... Serena enjoyed spice in our life. I preferred it more bland. We were so different on some points.
You always put too much salt in, dear. Think about your pressure.
She always worried about my diet. Guilty as charged. I love salt. It emphasizes the taste a lot, and those crispy snacks. It's not the healthier type, just regular table salt. I always planned to switch to mineral or sea salt, but then I always ended up buying the regular stuff. Doctors, they always overreact. I must be even more exhausted than I realize. Here I am staring at a salt shaker, my thoughts a million miles away. So much wisdom and happiness in this bookcase. My life would have been much poorer without all this. The smell of old books is intoxicating. What happens to wood pulp as it ages gives it that distinctive vanilla smell. I loved it when we took down one of my favorites and curled up on the bed to read together as the wind howled outside on cold winter nights. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? No, of course not. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. Sharing meals with a good red wine was one of the great pleasures in our relationship, especially in the intimacy of this cabin. So many afternoons spent in this armchair. I still can't understand. Even the features of her face feel hazy and distant, like remnants of a broken dream. Come, love, with peace in your heart, said Niamh of the ice-blue eyes. Blue eyes. Something draws me to this trunk. Is it the memories locked within? We use this trunk to store trinkets and papers, but I can't help thinking there's something. It's too painful. We found this trunk at a flea market. Big enough for a lifetime of memento. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around. The furniture came. Sometimes the table is worn but sturdy. Our dining table. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then. It's a beautiful day, though there's an unnatural calm surrounding the area. The clock is a trophy from our flea market adventures. Chalk this particular purchase up to every cabin needs one. She was special. Contradictory. She didn't mind these. Actually, I think she was into them too.
That looks interesting. We can always try it.
I read it for the articles, of course. Like that one by the guy. That one about the thing. Our refuge from the world. A place of warmth and passion. They prevent my blood pressure from skyrocketing. Doctor's orders. And Serena's. I'm generally not fond of taking medication. I find it hard to believe ingesting a few chemicals will do me much good in the long run.
Don't forget your pill, hun. I know you'd rather not, but you know it's for the best.
Beta blockers. I have high blood pressure. I'm only supposed to take these before meals. Not a big fan of them. They do tend to alleviate my headaches, though. Beta blockers. I have high blood pressure. I used it, too, when There's only an outhouse, and for some reason, whoever erected the rickety thing didn't think to include wall-to-wall mirrors, so this came in handy. Should I dust for fingerprints? I might. After all these years, the last thing I need now is to see myself in the mirror. There's dust on this, too. After all these years, it permanently smells of her and her perfume. The ticking begins to feel homey after a while. The first night was a nightmare, though. Time never mattered much to us while we were hiding from the rest of the world here, as long as we were together and happy.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, I don't know what I'll do. My life feels so unreal now, dreamlike, but wonderfully so. Let me try, even if clumsily. The hours I spent with you when we last met are precious to me. I was so lost such a short time ago. Everything seemed drained of color and feeling. I think we were meant to find each other, to bring meaning to our lives again, make sense of the confusion shrouding both of us. When we stepped into the crystal silence of the snowy woods, away from the chatter of the guests, all nature seemed expectant, as if holding its breath, witnessing a rare moment of something infinitely better than what life in the ordinary run of things has to offer. Do you remember how the light crust of the snow glittered in the reflected house? How the copse of trees in which we walked was haloed with a magical aura? I felt the chill of the night air, and you opened your coat, and then you toppled us on the snow, you devil. We laughed and rolled around, my head already spinning from the wine and crisp, pure night air and the stillness all around. We lay back.
Somewhere in here, in our private refuge, there must be something that reminds me of her. I miss her so much. How is it possible that I can't remember her face? These keys are for the cabin and the car. There's a strand of blonde hair in the comb. Yes, blonde hair like sun rays. I'm remembering. What's wrong with my memory? She also had a brush, but I can't see it anywhere. It's just a regular comb bought from... The last thing I need now is to see myself in the mirror. I must look awful. Comme une évidence. Serena's favorite perfume. I've always told Serena that she doesn't... It smells so elegant. We were happy for a long time. I keep looking at her things, remembering all the good. And bad. She adored all things of nature. Curiously, we never brought many plants inside. Maybe I should have let her bring some plants inside. A plant is a plant. Beautiful. They say these things are alive. If they are, it must be a horrible existence, confined in their own silent, dark world. We have much more interesting things than this plant. She is fairly religious. Not me. I'm the cold and cynical bastard. But I don't remember. She always thought our relationship was her faith came as a surprise to me. She was never prudish about sex, so I just didn't expect it. I guess people simply aren't that predictable. No, I don't want to read right now. Especially not a Bible. Quite a large armoire for our admittedly Spartan needs. She uses most of it. We all have our skeletons in the closet, but I'm not sure why, but I don't feel like opening it. Maybe later. I'm a casual dresser. I'm a casual dresser. No need to change clothes right now. No, I don't want to leave right now. There's still something for me in here. I better stay, in case Serena... There's always a chance she might... There's nothing for... This door has been creaking for years. One of the many things I promised I would fix. It's based on an Irish folktale. Warrior poet O'Sheen goes to Tirnanog, a Celtic otherworld known as the Land of Youth and Promise. Niamh is of the Fey folk. The fair ones. Fairies. Weird mix of doggerel and artistry. The elemental imagery is evocative, but the language and structure are a bit quaint. Still, some lines jump out at you. I've always been drawn to things that are kind of both good. My grandma introduced me to these old legends when I was just a kid, in between stories of big enough for a life. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early years. My love. We don't have a lot of photos of ourselves. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. My love. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then. How long has it been, I wonder? I can't tell. And I miss her so much. We seemed to take fewer and fewer walks as the years went by. Everything around here is so familiar. As always, I automatically went to the window side, and she took the one by the armoire. Some of her scent still lingers. That ticking, it never stops. I've wasted so much time in my life. Did I ever take a break to show her how much I truly cared? Is there anything nothing worse than beautiful memories? I feel like I don't even have the strength to lift the lid. What once gave me so much joy, now big enough for a life. We hated guns. We found this trunk at big enough for a lifetime of mementos. It's different. But that just... it can't be different. Am I going mad? Somehow she looks sadder than I remembered. Could I really have been so wrong about that night? My love, we don't have a lot of... The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then. Lonely Hearts Club Band. Pig and Pepper. And all these associations, links, plays on words. My head is full of them, and it never stops. Without any activity, the corner... I'd give anything to see her standing here again, making coffee or sandwiches. I made my own too, of course, but it just made me happy to see. When she was happy, she'd hum her favorite songs as she puttered around. I didn't cook much for her, always so worried about my stuff. I tried to be charitable with her, but what did it get me? Honestly, she could rarely carry a tune, so her humming habit got on my nerves. My wife has no indulgence given except what comes to her from heaven. We eat little, we drink less. This earth breeds not our happiness. William, never those dry, blackened omelets again. Good riddance. All of these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship, they're all lies. She's angry now. Part of me realizes I should be more shocked by this, but for some reason, I just feel numb, beyond it. She was lying to me and manipulating me all the time. I'm the one who should have been scowling. She played me like a harp and made me look like a complete idiot. I couldn't care less about this damn thing. I torture myself trying to remember. Too upset to even think straight. I hate her so much. All of these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship, they're all lies. I couldn't care less. I torture myself trying to remember. Changeable man, insolent wretch. Sounds like Serena, all right. Her father's realm. She was a daughter of the Celtic sea god Manannán. What was it? Maclur? Scholars say Niamh's divine father, Manannán, was of an elder race even more ancient than the Tuatha Dé Danann. Too upset to even think straight. I hate her. All of this. I couldn't care. I torture myself trying to remember.
I sit here on the train, taking me to my final farewell to the ones who brought me to this world. I see the smiling couples on their way to new adventures and think, it used to be us. We had joy and laughter and friends once, but a memory is not the thing itself. You're very good at letting things you don't want to face slip off you. You continue as if nothing has changed, lost in your own lifeless world. Words and dreams may be enough for you. You know what? You'll get a chance to test that soon. I question how I once saw things. How much of what I thought we had were my own feelings, and how much of your manipulation. Because you are so very good with words, aren't you? You knew how to use them when we met, and for the longest time, I went along with the romantic whirl you conjured up around our shabby, isolated existence. Oh, it took me long enough to see it for what it was. And there were these moments that you swept me off on foolish flights of fancy, when I threw myself into your fantasies. You wove your spell, plying me with your magic and with wine in equal measure, and I was taken in like the lost little girl I was. Do you realize I no longer know what you're thinking? With my parents gone and with your refusal to even accompany me in my time of need, something broke. Or maybe it happened long ago, but I never saw it so clearly before, even after everything. I don't make you feel comfortable? Really? That's all you have to say? I won't waste any more life waiting for things that'll never come. Of course, that's what you expect me to do. Play the good wife so no one will laugh at you for being the failure you are, to shield you from the truth of your existence. Lost in your books and vapid verse, blithely drifting into the mists of time, as if not even a footnote, when you could be raking at it if you'd only used your words for anything other than personal indulgence. You talked and talked about your path, the winter blueness.
Now I remember. It was me all the time. I lost her, and it's all my fault. It's just a bunch of schmaltzy junk. Her jewelry box. What is it doing here? A shrine. I should just destroy this useless junk. But not even the venom inside me gives me strength. Guess I could have thanked that heartless slut at least once whenever she covered up her body. How could I have been so doting on her hair like a child? But I'm being unfair. Would I have wanted her to be some frump? I'm too angry to even care. That incessant noise! I should smash this useless antique to pieces right now! It can't keep the time for 5 minutes straight. Chimes completely at random and never stops making that infernal noise. But hey, guess who thought it was so cute? This thing has caused me more sleepless nights than I care to remember. No wonder I'm going crazy. I'm too upset to even think straight. I hate her so. All of this... I couldn't care. Why torture myself trying to remember? I couldn't care less about the damn thing now. Maybe I should have a look at the contact pages. Her and her damn spice. Wow. Two can play at that game. Serena thought she was so special. Always trying to make our sex life edgy and exciting. Now I can see she was just afraid of admitting how bland and boring she really... I'm too upset to even think... I hate her so... All of these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship, they're all lies. I tried to flush these a long time ago, but someone noticed, as if she cared. High blood pressure. What a load of bull. I've never felt better in my life.
I'm sick and tired of having to pamper you like a...
I couldn't care. Why torture myself trying to remember?
Dearest. And then you toppled us.
She once told me how I supposedly used words to fool her somehow, but what did she think this stuff was? Natural? How was I supposed to react when she used this anyway? She knew I loved her. It's not like we have to say it over and over again. The smell of this disgust. I'm too upset to eat. I hate her. All of these years from our sunlight, bird song. Nothing feels worse when there's no hope. I couldn't care less about this damn thing.
Yes, go ahead and empty the whole salt shaker on your meal. I hope you choke.
She was always yammering about the salt, feigning concern about my blood. If she were here, I'd rub salt into her wounds, all right. Why torture myself? I'm too upset to even... I hate her. Truth is, I could have used this spice to get some of her abominations down my throat. I want to hurl the whole damn lot into the lake. Or just tear at the pages until the wind sweeps them away. Some of these started a mildew long ago. Nothing gold can stay. Frost. All those words, those damn words. My whole life's been consumed by them. All of these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship, they're all lies. I couldn't care less about this damn thing. Why torture myself trying to remember? I'm too upset to even think straight. I hate her so much. This armchair. This is where we had that talk.
I've been trying so hard, but we lost something along the way. Will you just listen to me for once? God, you're always... Wait.
All of these pathetic souvenirs from our relationship. I couldn't care. Why torture myself trying to remember? I feel like throwing this chair through the window. Her favorite chair, huh? I should just smash this thing down. It's wobbly and off. I'm too upset to even think. I hate her so much. All of this, I couldn't care. Why torture me? I'm too upset to even think straight. I hate all of... I could... Why... I hate her so much. She actually threw this at me once. She could have killed me. That's how the bedroom window got that crack.
Here's your stupid omelet.
Heavy damn thing. Cast iron. All of these... I couldn't care. Why torture? I'm too upset. I hate her so much. All of this... Why torture myself trying to remember?
Sit down. We need to talk.
When did it go so wrong? This was supposed to be a... We weren't...
You just don't get it, do you? You never...
I'm too upset to even think... I hate her. All of this... I couldn't care less. What? I'm too upset to even think straight. I hate her so much. A part of me still thinks she'll forgive me and come back. Do I deserve to be forgiven? What about all the things she did and all the things she said?
Words and dreams may be enough for you, but you know what? You'll get a chance to test that soon because I've had enough.
All of these... I couldn't care. Why torture myself trying to remember? The stains on this bed suddenly make me mad. Angry even. Why must life always end up so sordid and hateful? I'm not crawling in there. Piled up. I'm too upset to even... I hate her. All of this... I couldn't... What? I'm too upset to even think straight. I should tear all her filthy, disease-ridden clothes. Everything she wore. Not even these violent impulses give me the strength I need to open the armoire. What is wrong with me? I hate her. All of this... I couldn't care less about this damn thing. Stupid, feeble-minded woman with her silly menial things. It was she who didn't deserve me. She probably cared more for this plant than she cared... Why torture myself? I'm too upset to eat... It's just a book. What good will reading a fairy tale do me? God has never been there for me when I needed comfort. I hate her. All of these... I couldn't care less about this damn thing. Why torture myself? I'm too upset to even think... I hate her. All of this... I couldn't care less about this damn thing. Why torture? I'm too upset to even think straight. The light is... There's only a limited window of opportunity for everything. I hate her. All of this... I couldn't care. Why torture me? I'm too upset to even... It feels darker by the minute, but the sun is still high in the sky. Or is it? I feel so turned around. It can't be happening. No. I can still see even if the light is going. I'm not turning it on. I hate her. All of this, I couldn't care less about this damn thing. Why torture me? All of this, these pathetics. I couldn't care less about this damn thing. All she cared about was herself all along. Why torture my... I'm too upset. I can't even bear... She never descended to criticizing my looks, though. Even when we fought, my thoughts are all over the place. Get it together. I hate her. All of this... these... pathetic No, this isn't like me. I must calm down. If anyone is to be blamed, that's me. This ugly old thing makes me feel sick. I couldn't care. Why torture myself trying to run? I'm too upset to even think straight.
Where are you going? Oh, that's rich. Just run away.
I just needed to blow off steam, to be somewhere else. Just for a while. But I can't even remember what we argued about. Unless she was the one who left. I hate her so. All of this... I couldn't care less about this damn thing. Why torture me? I'm too upset to even think straight. I hate her so much.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? And then you top...
All of this... these... pathetic... I couldn't care less about this damn thing. All the real color faded from it long ago. It must be full of dust mites. I should burn it. I told her the rug was fine work. Like I know anything about... Why torture myself? I'm too upset to even think straight. I hate her. All of this... I couldn't care less about this damn thing.
I sit here on the I no longer know what...
Why torture me? I'm too... I hate her. All of... I couldn't care. Why I'm too up... I hate... All of this... These... pathetic souvenirs from our relationship. They're all lies. Her wedding ring or mine? But... what is it doing here? Oh, please, no. I remember how happy these made her. She smiled. That one... I must have gifted these to make amends or something. Or did I? Did I ever gift her anything? She loved her trinkets more than she... I couldn't care less. Why torture myself trying... It's hers. I can't believe she would just leave it here. Where the hell is she? No. It can't be true. No. No, I didn't do it. I need to wake up from this nightmare. I'm too upset to even think... I hate her so much. All of this... Why torture myself trying to remember? I'm too upset. I hate all of this... these... I couldn't care. Why torture myself trying to remember? I'm too upset to even think... I hate her so much.
Do you realize how stupid this was? We had a plan. I took measures to ensure nothing like this would happen. But no, you couldn't help your damn self. We can't risk moving it now.
My
The
God.
bulldozers are coming any minute.
What is this?
Don't worry,
It can't...
it's all covered.
It isn't.
We spent much time here.
Do you think they will...
How did it happen?
this time?
I
Fire will do it.
They
can't
already
remember.
mentioned you.
Fire will do
It's already rotten beyond recognition. But how much time has passed? It's dry and withered. A body takes at least weeks to... How long has it been? I can't even remember how I did it. Maybe I didn't. Do I have brain damage?
You spent much time here.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Fire will do it.
It's been months since you... Give me the kerosene.
Please, let me wake up. Let it be a dream. Is this purgatory? Job, was it? Why did I not die at birth? For now I would have lain down and been quiet. I would have slept. I would have been at rest.
Don't worry. It's all covered.
To hell with this book.
Time
My own dark world. Barely alive. Is this my eternal punishment? I wonder if this plant is poisonous. With my luck, it would just give me a headache. Atropa belladonna. You were a better fate for me. In that sleep of death, what dreams may come. I can't bring myself to close my eyes. I remember stumbling on this more than once, but she always insisted it be kept here. This rug. I could wrap the body in it. No, I can't. I can't even think about this. Red like blood. Yellow like dead eyes. Isn't time supposed to heal all wounds? I've really gone insane this time, haven't I? I could swear time is standing still. I feel flesh, temptations. I didn't touch her. I could have, but no, I did not. Would death be guaranteed? I'm too much of a coward to try. No light, only darkness. Dust. Will I see another dawn after this? I'd do anything to forget, to be able to focus on something. The sun is a silent death for some. Dehydration, delirium. If I smashed the window, I could just bashing my head through might cut a carotid artery, even quicker than the wrists. When was the last time she brushed her hair? They say hair is just dead cells anyway. The more hair you have, the more strands of dead cells sprouting from your scalp, streaming behind you in your wake.
Don't worry.
Shattering it would get me some sharp shards. If only I could see her hold this again. I can't touch it. It was hers. What did I do? I can't bear looking at this. I didn't look enough at her. Her purple dress. It smells sour at evidence. Shit. Evidence. I can't run from this. I didn't deserve her. Whatever happens to me, I will deserve it. What's happening to me? Is this real, or wish I could overdose myself with this? Nah, my head is pounding. Is it the pills I never took? Is this my punishment? She's not coming back. I've been running from a lot. I must be in shock. It still hasn't sunk in emotionally what I must have done. What else would explain it? With a twist of wind, Oisin fell hard on his homeland ground. I read somewhere, I forget where, only one way a fairy romance can end. There's only one way anything can end, really.
Don't worry. It's all covered.
I sit here on the train, taking me to my... I no longer...
It might as well be a coffin. I should bury my all those memories. I'm so sorry, Serena. I loved you. My face? What's happened to my face? Is this my punishment? It's like looking into a mirror. I've just been slowly rotting inside all along. I took her life. I am a demon, a destroyer, impure.
Do you realize how stupid this was? We had a plan. I took measures to ensure nothing like this would happen. But no, you couldn't help your damn self. We can't risk moving it now. The bulldozers are coming any minute.
Fire will do it.
Do you think they will buy it after all this time? It's been months since you...
Don't worry. It's all covered. He spent much time here.
Fine. Give me the kerosene. Oh shit! We forgot your... Fuck! It was so stupid to leave it. Why did you do that?
Can you calm down? I couldn't bear to wear it any longer. It's in a safe place. We'll pick it from the ashes.
No! Not like this! Please! No!